Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.
Hey guys, Amber here with A Maple Family, and today I am doing another installment of, well, I typically do 5 solo games I really enjoyed during the month, but June is a special month because it is my birthday month. So I am going to do 10 solo games that I really enjoyed playing during the month of June. If you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe and join my little community here. I absolutely love chatting with you guys in the comments and, you know, just talking about board games. That's what we do. That's what we love. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one I have for you is Paleo. I kept searching for this game and, sorry, my dog is shaking the table. I kept searching for this game and the diet kept coming up. So don't let that deter you. This is what the game looks like. I believe this came out in 2020 and I haven't seen a lot of recent coverage on this game. I feel like so many games came out around the time that this game came out. I want to cover this more on my channel because I absolutely love the game. I love the artwork. I love the aesthetic and the feel of it. So as far as I know, and I may be wrong, please correct me in the comments if I am, I don't believe this actually has a solo variant, but what I did was I just played two-handed. So I played as if I was playing 2 separate players. For this game, because it's a co-op game and you're working together, it was really easy to navigate 2 hands and manage 2 hands. Yeah, I really enjoyed the gameplay overall. I absolutely love the versatility in this game. I probably played this about 5 to 6 different times, and I honestly only played the first scenario or the first level because there's different cards and scenarios you can play in the game. Every time I played the first scenario, it was just a little bit different based on the cavemen that I was playing with and obviously the assortment of cards and the way that they were shuffled and rearranged in the deck. Overall, I just love this game. The concept and the theme is so unique, so this will definitely be staying on my shelf for a very long time. And my kids love co-op games, so for me to find a co-op game that I enjoy playing and that has a fun theme just makes it all the more fun to get to the table as a family. But I also really enjoyed the solo component. Well, it doesn't have a solo component, I should say, but I enjoyed playing the co-op version solo. Really fun game by Z-Man Games. Highly recommend it. If you have this sitting on your shelf and you haven't gotten it out for a while, I encourage you to do so and try playing it on your own and see how you fare.
Let's see, it says it's a 2 to 4 players. It recommends ages 10 and up. Cooperative adventure game. And it has a mammoth. It's so cute. So cute. Such a fun game.
All right, next up, I have a game. I know I've talked about it on Instagram, and I think I've already talked about it on the channel as well.
It's upside down, Lux Eterna.
So I am going to be doing more content on this game on my channel because I've had some people reach out to me and ask me to do like a how to play so they can see if it's a good fit for their gaming table. So I will definitely be doing that in the upcoming weeks, probably in July. Now, in Lux Eterna, you play a captain of a spaceship and you're being sucked into a black hole and all of your like systems on your ship are failing. So you are using cards and kind of designating them to the best of your strategic ability to make sure you keep your systems afloat and stay out of the black hole. It's really simple, really fun, really fast. And I know some people have mixed reviews on it, but I really enjoy it. I think partly because I love the theme. It has like a 90s, early 2000s like retro vibe to me, and I just really, that appeals to me for some odd reason. I love how fast it is. It literally takes 10 to 15 minutes, and if you're using like the real time and have a timer, that's all it can take or you lose. So it's really quick, really easy to get to the table. Gets a lot of plays at my house because my kids can get this one out and play it as well.
This one, it says it's recommended for ages 10 and up, so I would definitely agree with that because my 10 and up can definitely play it. I've got 2 that are 11 and 12, and they have no problems facilitating this game on their own.
This is one I got to the table in June and really, really enjoyed. All right, next up, Black Sonata. If you were to ask me, hey, do you want to play a hidden movement deduction game? I most likely would say no. But for some reason, Black Sonata, I really enjoy. I have gotten this to the table so much that I'm a little bit concerned I'm going to memorize all of the Dark Lady's like secret icons and not be able to play anymore, but that hasn't happened yet. I'm probably gonna look into getting the expansion at some point just to liven things up a little bit for the playing, but I absolutely love this game. It is so much fun. I am shocked because, like I said, I'm not one to be into like deduction or hidden movement games. Those are not my favorite kind of games, but this one for some reason I love, and I think part of it is I'm just fascinated with how the game works, that it just keeps me coming back for more because I'm just like, this is so cool. So I think what's so unique about this game, if you've never played it before, is basically you start off with drawing your Dark Lady. There's several to choose from, so you pick one and you keep it face down. There's 3 icons that you have to figure out that are on that Dark Lady's card. So they could be like a ring or a baby rattle or whatever, and they signify things that I didn't read about. But regardless, you're trying to guess what those 3 icons are. In order to do that, you're like chasing the Dark Lady around the city streets and trying to end up in the same location with her. And they have these location cards, so when you think you're in the same city or like place as the Dark Lady, you can say, okay, I think she's here. And these cards have little like keyholes cut out of them. So when you flip it over, you should see the Dark Lady's silhouette. It is so ingenious and so clever. And then there's these fog cards that kind of clutter up your deck and keep you from really knowing the next place she went to and like deducing where she is. So anyway, I will definitely be covering this more on my channel, hopefully in July or August as well, because this game definitely needs more attention and recognition because it is so well done. This is one I really enjoyed getting to my table in June. All right, this next one I have for you, if you follow me on Instagram, you already probably know what it is, but it is Oh My Goods. Oh My Goods. This game is so fun. Now, I personally love card games. I love like cards that serve multi-purposes, and that is like everything this game is. And it is seriously tiny. It is so small, and there is so much game in here. There is so much strategy in here. So this particular box doesn't necessarily gloat that it is a solo game, but I initially started out with this in the beginning of June and played it on its own. And I was just really trying to get the mechanics and card recognition down, like knowing, you know how that is when you have a card game where the cards serve multiple purposes. Like it, for me anyway, it takes me like a few times playing so that I'm looking at the right parts of the card depending on what I'm doing. So for me personally, just having this base game was plenty because I just played to try to beat my high score. But a lot of people recommended getting the Longsdale in Revolt expansion. So basically this expansion does boast that it is a solo driven game. In addition, you do have to have the base game. So with this one, they basically are giving you scoring objectives like, okay, you have to do these 3 things to win, or you have to acquire or, you know, make this many victory points to win. So it kind of sets the bar for you in order to move on to unlock like the next level of the game. So it's kind of like a campaign game in that sense where you're like trying to achieve this before you can get this, and they're introducing new cards gradually. So it's not like all at once you're learning like the 16 new elements of the game. Like they're gradually introducing them to you as you complete a level. So if you have someone in your life that loves like card games and kind of a crunchier card game, I would highly recommend this. Although if they've never like had any board game foundation, it might be a little tricky to wrap their head around how the cards serve so many purposes. But if you can walk them through it, once you get the hang of it, it is so fun and it is really quite a breeze to play. I will say the only downside about this, as with most like card-driven games, is you can have some really, really bad hands, like where you just don't have what you need when you need it. That is the only thing like kind of swingy in this game, I would say, but overall, I loved it so much, and I love card games, so this was right up my alley. All right, so we've done 4 games, so this next one I have for you, I actually found out about from Sir Thekos. I will link his live video he did down below, but this is like a cheap little game that I just think is such a fun one to have. It is called Ubongo, and it's an older game. It cost me, I think, about $15 to pick up. And what I love about this game, especially month of June, like I've been taking my kids places, to the park, different sporting events, and this is one I can throw in my bag and just get out and do a puzzly game whenever I want, which I love. So just to give you an idea, this is the whole game, and it houses everything so well. So you have all these different puzzle cards in here, and in here it tells you what pieces you need to get out, and these are like little Tetris pieces that are in this little drawer. So everything is just so portable, so for like road trips or anything like that, this is just the perfect game. I have gotten it out before bed. I've played some. If I'm watching TV, I'll get it out, or if I'm sitting on our back porch, or like I said, taking my kids to events, this is one I like to pull out. It is just handy, and my kids love it too, so multi-purpose here. We get a lot of use out of this one, and I'm so grateful that Sir Thekos introduced me to it. If you haven't subscribed to him already, be sure to check him out. He has a lot of great playthroughs, and he brings a lot of recognition to solo games, does a lot of like how to plays, and I just love his channel. I think we are like-hearted gamers, so I think that's why I really enjoy watching his content as well. So that is Ubongo. All right, next up is Hadrian's Wall. I don't know about you guys, but this roll and write is so good. I love the theme, and Josh and I have played this together, and it's funny because this is definitely one where if you're playing it, you still kind of feel like you're playing it on your own. I prefer it solo because if you're playing it multiplayer, you have to wait for the other person to like finish their comboing and filling out their, roll and write form or whatever. And oh my gosh, it can take so long because I'm just like, okay, I know what I want to do, and then I'm just waiting. So this one, I don't know if any of that made sense, but this one I love playing solo. That's what I'm getting at. If I'm gonna sit down and play this, I prefer to play it solo. I think it's kind of awkward to play it multiplayer, but that's just my personal preference. I like a lot of games solo, and this is one for sure. I prefer solo. The only thing that makes me a little bit sad about this game is it is really fiddly because you have all these little components where you're constantly like exchanging them in, like, okay, I get a green, I have 2 black, I change my black in, I'm getting, the gray, and then I'm getting brick, and I'm getting purple and yellow, and it's just like trying to, I get in such a rhythm where like I sometimes feel like I have to slow myself down because I'm like, oh wait, did I get that? Did I do that? Also, the thing that makes me upset is I would love for this to be a game similar to Ubongo. Like, I would love to have this be more travel friendly because it is so fun, and you almost think I could sit out on the porch with this, but then there's like these card elements and you don't want them blowing away, and like I said, you're fiddling a lot with the little pieces. That's probably my only downside of Hadrian's Wall. This is definitely like, I need to sit at my gaming table and play it because there's just enough components and exchanging of components to make it like a little bit fiddly. So I don't know, that's just something I take away from it. Doesn't matter, regardless, I love the game and I loved getting this to my table during the month of June. And holy cow, like the artwork, first of all, this game weighs like so much. It's so heavy. But the artwork and the theme is awesome. I love the idea of like protecting my city and, not knowing like where my walls are going to be attacked because you have to defend, certain parts of your wall. Oh, so good. Such a fun game. All right. The next one I have for you is a new to me, and I did a lot of research on this game before diving in was Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. So I'm actually part of like a solo gaming Facebook group, and I put a request out there. I was really torn about getting Terraforming Mars and then the Ares Expedition one. And everyone in the group, I think all but like maybe 1 or 2 people, recommended the Ares Expedition because it sounds like, I've never played the original, but it sounds like they made this game a lot more compact, tighter, quicker, and they ironed out a lot of elements of the game, just made a smoother gameplay overall. And it sounds like a lot of people that were fans of the first one enjoy this one even more. So that is why I finally took the plunge into this. So I played the solo variant that comes with Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, that is a mouthful, and loved it. Again, you know, it's right up my alley, right? It's got the cards and you're building a machine, and you know, the thing with this game is it is so hard. Like, I had such a hard time figuring out how to get everything where it needed to be by the end of the game. I just couldn't do it. I seemed to be able to either get like all the water tokens flipped up, or, you know, the temperature was where it needed to be, but there was just always something falling short. So I'm definitely gonna have to put some more gameplay, some more hours into this gameplay, because I need to familiarize myself with the cards and the strategy even more than I already have. So I got a long ways to go on this game, but absolutely love it. And I would love to know your expert opinions for those of you that have played the original and the Ares Expedition. You know, which one do you like more? Like I said, I felt like I got a resounding Ares Expedition was more fun for solo gameplay, but I would love to know what y'all think. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but June was my birthday month, and I actually got, I know this is an old game. I feel like this is old to most everybody, but for me it was new, and it is the Isle of Cats. And oh my gosh, this is so heavy, so I'm putting it right here. Isle of Cats, so much fun. During the month of June, we played this a lot, because you know how that is when you get a new game and you're just like, everybody comes over, you're like, hey, let's play this new game I got. I feel like I have taught this game to at least 5 different people. I have not played the family variant. We just went ahead and played the normal like variant of the game, and then I did play the solo twice. Really loved the solo. Again, it was just, I love solo gaming, so for me it was really easy to navigate. I loved it. It was quick, it was simple. I could take my time. And you know, what I love about this game too is like, I'm not super good at those Tetris-y games, but this one, as much as it is like fitting those pieces together, it's not necessarily like, hey, fill up your boat, because that's almost impossible, but it is about those objective cards and being strategic about what areas of your boat you fill up. I just love this game. I love the theme, and I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. Well, along those same lines, another game I played a lot this month of June was New York Zoo. Artwork, I love it. It's so beautiful, and this artwork and the game itself just makes me happy. I love getting it out on the table. Downside about this game, it is fiddly and there is some setup involved, but I feel like that is the case with most of the Polyomino games. I mean, that's definitely the case with Isle of Cats as well. And every round having to, you know, replenish the cats on the island. The thing with the New York Zoo that I like is you basically have all the tiles laid out ahead of time, so I do like that, where you're not having to refresh those like every round. The fiddly part on this one is definitely the little animal meeples, like when they're having babies and reproducing, and you're moving people and bringing people in, and that part can get a little fiddly, but when I play it solo, again, I really enjoy this one solo, and the way the solo variant works is you basically have 2 laps that you can make around your board. So you kind of have this pre-built countdown timer into the solo variant, and you have to be strategic about what pieces and where you move and what animals you're reproducing in order to, you know, win really before the time runs up. Really fun game. If you have this game and you haven't given the solo variant a try, I definitely recommend you get it to your table this month. It's okay. It's okay. I know. You're getting slobber on my games. All right, the last game I have for you is new to me, and it is called First Rat. So in First Rat, you're actually playing different rat families, and you are trying to be the first rat to land on the moon, which we believe is made out of cheese, of course. So that is why these rats are trying to get to the moon. This game hits such a sweet spot for me because it is a great like family theme. It's a great family game. It's easy to teach. And it has a solo component as well. So for the solo component, you have a small deck of cards that you can kind of build and deconstruct depending on how challenging you want your opponent to be. And basically the opponent is just moving different spaces to block you. I love games like that where the AI is just super easy to manage, and this one definitely does that really, really well. I do have content on this game coming out on my channel in July, so please stay tuned for that if you haven't subscribed. I'm super excited to share more about how this game plays so you can get an idea if it's a good fit for your gaming group and gaming table. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm drowning in board games here. I had a lot of fun during the month of June, and I hope you were able to play a whole bunch of games, whether with your family, with friends, or even solo like I do. Just talking about these games makes me excited to get a few of them back on the table. I would definitely say I'm looking at these, and the ones I enjoyed the most playing solo, mind you, was definitely Paleo, and Terraforming Mars. Those were definitely my top plays this month. Well, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.